Present continuous. What two words do you hear here? Present, it's happening right now. Continuous, it's continuing to happen. If I wanted to say something like, I am talking right now, I would use the present continuous. And what you're doing is you're adding on an ing to the end of your verb. In order to form a verb in the present continuous or the present progressive, as it's sometimes called, you need the verb estar, to be. Then you need an ending depending on what type of a word you have. You have an AR verb, you're going to take off your AR ending and add ando. If you have an ER or an IR verb, you're going to take off the ER or the IR and add a yendo. Let's say I wanted to say, you are talking. I would find estar for you, tú, estás, and then I'm thinking of my infinitive. My infinitive is hablar. That would be an AR verb. I'm going to write hablar just to remind me. And I'm going to take off the infinitive. And I'm going to add on ando. So I would have hablando. Estás hablando. I can say tú estás hablando if I want to add even more emphasis to the fact that you're the person that's doing it. But with estás, it already has that you built into it. You are talking, estás hablando. One thing to notice, you cannot use this for stuff in the future. So in English, I could say something like, I'm going to my friend Mark's house tomorrow. But in Spanish, you can't. So remember not to use it for future stuff. So let's try it with an ER-IR verb. So let's say we're saying vivir. I am living in Spain. I would first find my I, which would be estoy, I am, and then vivir. Vivir is an IR verb. So just to remind me of what it is, I'm going to write it here, and I'm going to take off my IR ending. Now I'm going to add in viv before my yendo, and I have estoy viviendo. Estoy viviendo. So that's a way of saying an ing verb in Spanish. Estoy viviendo. I'm living. Let's try another verb here, and this is where things are going to start to get a little hairy, so pay attention. If we wanted to say we are thinking, we are thinking. So I have we are, and then the verb for to think is creer. So I'm going to follow my steps here. And I get C-R-E-I-E-N-D-O. Creyendo. Now, this sounds fine, but there's actually a rule in Spanish that you can't have three vowels in a row. So instead of having C-R-E-I-E-N-D-O, we're going to take that middle vowel, that I, and we're going to make it a Y. Creyendo, with a Y instead of an I. If only there were a catchy rap song that would help us remember that.
Yeah, we got too many vowels up in here.
Three vowels can't go together. Not this way or that.
Having three vowels in a row is not where it's at.
What you gonna do when you see them in a line? The middle's gotta go. Yeah, it's time. Make it a Y. That's all you got to do. Just try. Then you're through. Make it a Y. That's all you got to do. Just try. Then you are through.
What? Yeah.
Two other funky things about the present continuous, aside from that it was spelled wrong before because I didn't have my T. Number one, the verb ir, the present continuous or present progressive form of ir is just going to be yendo. So you can chalk it up to a spelling change if you want to, but just remember ir is yendo. Stem changers, present continuous. AR verbs, there is not a stem change. So volar, which is an O to a UE stem changer, would just become volando. Here's where it gets tricky. With ER and IR verbs, we're going to have a stem change, but there's one other step we have to take. There's only going to be one letter that changes. So instead of O to UE, we're going to have an O to a U stem changer. What I'm going to do is just cross off that second letter there in the stem change, and instead of pudiendo, I get pudiendo. But it's not puediendo, it's pudiendo, just that first letter. Same thing with morir. This is an O to a UE stem changer, but it's just going to become O to U. So I have muriendo instead of muriendo. Let's do one more as an example, and that would be decir. Decir just has a one-letter stem change, E to I. This is actually going to be fine with our rule. We only have one letter that's changing. We aren't changing that second one. So we're going to have diciendo, and that also has a stem change.